My never I say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.
I think look, we should get the principles right.
Okay.
Because if we don't take the path of principle, we'll be talking plenty for nothing. And the cardinal principle is that the judiciary acts on behalf of the people of Ghana.
Yes.
The judiciary doesn't have any power beyond the sovereign will of the people of this country. But the judiciary acts in our names. And therefore, we have a right as citizens to express our views fully on whatever the judiciary does. That's clear. The second principle, which is established by eminent lawyers and jurists and so on, is that decisions of the court must be seen to make sense by ordinary mortals like us. That's a principle which has been established in law for many years. Now, guided by these principles, and let's go by the first principle. If we go by the first principle, the people of this country even have a right to decide whether we should have a Supreme Court or not. The people of this country, through constitutional amendment, the Supreme Court is a creation of the Constitution. The Constitution can be amended by the people of this country. And through the process of amendment, the people of this country can decide that we no longer want a Supreme Court to exist. We should have some other institution to deal with issues that the Supreme Court deals with now and so on. So that's clear. Now, with regards to the issues raised by the NDC, I think they are fairly simple. The NDC is saying that, look, there is an injunction which was filed 2 weeks earlier against the president signing this bill, this bill on LGBTQI. And the president says that because an injunction has been filed, he is stopped from signing the bill. Similarly, the Speaker of Parliament, an injunction has also been filed restraining the Speaker of Parliament from taking certain actions. Now, the first injunction was filed 2 weeks before the second. Somehow, the Chief Justice has decided that the second injunction should be listed for hearing. And the first injunction is not listed. I think it's within our rights to ask for a justification for that action.
Nana says that right must not be exercised with such language.
What language?
It says the language in the statement.
Because if I use some words right now, you'll be mad, you'll be upset, because it would not be the right words to address you with on the matters you raise. And that's the point I'm making. You see,
suspicion of bias is not an insult.
What do you mean? When you use words like ploy, it affects your professionalism. When you use word ploy, it's a ploy. It affects the image of your professionalism.
Okay.
Hey, what are you people talking about? This is English they've written and we all understand it all. I've not said that the NDC should not address the
judiciary is
I'm
not
saying
infallible.
They shouldn't talk to us in this manner.
The judiciary is not infallible. It's not an infallible institution.
You choose not to hear me. So
it's not an infallible institution. Even the fact that there are processes for appeal within the judicial system acknowledges the fact that the judiciary is not infallible
or not.
In fact, sometimes when you read some of the comments by judges on rulings or judgments given by other judges in judicial cases, you ask yourself whether if you were
that's their business.
Why is it not our business?
Are you a lawyer? Are you a judge?
Oh, I don't have to be.
Yes, you do. I'm saying we have.
Nana,
you see,
when the judges
the terms that you and I can use for each other. Other people on the street are not related to you and I like you and I are related to each other. And that's my point. I'm saying when you're dealing with the judiciary, because of our history in this country, you deal with it in a manner that will build respect, not undermine it. the issue at stake. Notice, I'm repeating myself for the umpteenth time. It is not, my concern is not that they are asking that they are raising the issue that they want to raise. It is the how they are raising it.
What is the how?
I've raised questions to you. I said, when they use words like ploy, when you start using words like despotic, bizarre.
But that's used on the executive, not on the judiciary.
I won't interfere.
No, the issue of despotic is on the executive, not the judiciary.
But it's part of it.
No, but it's against read the full thing.
It says, such judicial manipulations. Oh.
Yes, go on. No, read the full thing.
No, even that word, manipulations.
Yes.
If I sat somewhere and said you are being manipulated here, it will be, you will not tolerate it because you know it's not true and it's insulting.
No, but I have to.
But you know that it is possible for somebody else to sit here and be manipulated. You know that.
But you see,
you know that presenters can be manipulated.
Can Randy be manipulated?
I'm not talking about Randy.
I'm talking about Randy. I'm saying there are some things that, for me, are sanctuaries. Especially in this country because of where we've come from. If you don't agree with me, that's fine.
Where's he going?
Nana, every year, judges, sometimes including the Supreme Court, the Chief Justice, meet to review the Achia Mensah case. Alright? What word has been used in this statement which the judges and lawyers don't use in reviewing that case? What words have been used in this statement which judges have not used before? Recently, there was the judgment in the Anas Arimuyao, Anas
Kennedy Japan
and Kennedy Japan case. Go and read the language there.
In fact,
go and read the language.
No, in fact, what
that a judge used.
In fact, what you need to even read is the decision by the two judges who agreed, who disagreed with the judge. You should read their commentary on the judge's commentary.
Exactly. So there's nothing here which is absurd. You can argue that it has no basis in logic and in law. You can argue that way. You understand? But you see, I'm an ordinary lay person. I'm not even a lawyer. I would never become a Supreme Court judge and so on. But when the Chief Justice decides that two similar cases, almost identical, filed before the Supreme Court, the one which was filed earlier should not be listed for hearing, and the one which came 2 weeks later should be listed for hearing, we have a right to ask why. As citizens.
Don't look at me on that point, because I already made the same point. I don't have a problem with raising the question about why the Chief Justice is. So don't look at me, look in Randy's direction. Because that's not my concern. It's true. You see, we're making a. That's not the thing.
It's okay. We accept the Ochoko Bilago.
So I'll look at Randy.
Yes, please.
Look at,
he's more handsome than I am. I want his frames. You can look at him until he takes it off. Besides,
and I think what
we have a party.
What the National Democratic Congress has done is simply to ask legitimate questions. Legitimate questions. Why? How come that a case which was filed in 2020 has not been listed for hearing, and a case which was filed, only last week has been listed for hearing? It's a legitimate question.
They haven't even asked one question. They didn't even ask a question. They just went out to attack. There's not one question mark in the thing. Charlie, go ahead.
Then it's okay.
I'm not PENDREAM TV. Now, so far so good. Say open online portal e Ghana. Nipa share, nipa follow, nipa comment here. To my best of knowledge, without any biases, PENDREAM TV.